Hello, YouTube followers, watchers, diary entry readers. How are you? It's Renee with another diary entry. I hope you had a great weekend. Mine was not so good. This is just an overview of what went down this weekend with me. Saturday, I went over with my husband over to my mom's house. Let me backtrack. Saturday morning, I get a call from my mother. She's in a panic. She's upset. She's crying on the phone. She's telling me my stepfather is threatening to throw her out of the house, calling her lazy. That she can't walk the dogs. He's off his medicine. He's not well, and was threatening her, to throw her out of the house, blah, 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 blah. And that I need to come over there. So I'm not even showered. I just got up out of bed. I just fed the dogs, took them out, and I was about to get a shower when she called. So I washed my face. I called my husband. I'm like, can you come over with me? Because I don't know what I'm walking into. And he was fine to do that. I'm thankful. This is such a strange, situation in my world. I'm in the middle of filing for divorce from him. And he's the only person that I can rely on with this situation at this point. He's known my parents forever and a day as well, since he was a teenager. And, he comes through for me in that regard. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that. But anyway, so he goes with me. We go there. I walk in. My stepfather's ranting and raving, telling me to get out of the house. I don't need to be in the middle of their effing business. This is between her and him. She's lazy. She needs to go. I'm trying to diffuse a situation. I mean, it was to the point where I was going to call the police, and I probably should have. He wasn't doing anything to her. He was just verbally going off. And he's not in the best shape physically, so myself or my husband or a combination of the two would be able to take him down. He's a big guy, but he has no strength whatsoever in anything. So I wasn't concerned that he would be overpowering anybody. I'm concerned for my mother, of course, because she's not well. So I got her out of the hospital on Friday. I guess I'm trying to backtrack. So Friday, I spring her from the hospital. I get her home. I get her set up. He was fine. He was there, my stepfather. He was okay. He didn't understand why she couldn't walk the dogs. First of all, she's on oxygen. She has a tube attached to her nose with a machine. She can't be dragging a machine outside to walk these dogs. Okay, number one. Number two, she found out when she was in the hospital that she has a torn ligament or tendon in her foot. So now she's in a boot and she has to go to a podiatrist because now she needs surgery on her foot. So I have to take her to the doctor this week on that. So he was fine when I brought her home on Friday. I took off from work in the afternoon to go spring her, got her all situated there. I picked up her medicine. I picked them up some food and whatever. I left them in a good situation state on Friday afternoon. Then Saturday morning comes and she's calling me in a panic, upset that he's going off and she's afraid that he's going to hurt her, blah, 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 blah. He didn't lay a hand on her. And believe me, if he did, it would be the end of him. And I'm just putting that out there because I would call the police or take care of it because it's not going to happen. I'm concerned for him. I love him. He's my stepfather. He's raised me since I was 8, 9 years old. But you know what? I'm not going to take abuse. She's not going to take abuse from him, whether physical, mental, whatever, psychological, whatever the case may be. So anyway, so Saturday when we got there, he was still going off at 9 o'clock. So we were there right before 9 because she had a home health aide come in that was putting a stress test or a monitor on her for her heart that is going to monitor her for a few days. So the person came to set that up. And by the time that person came, my stepfather was calmed down. Like, he didn't cause a scene. He wasn't like belligerent. He wasn't anything. He was just sitting there listening to what this person had to say with this monitor. So once she got hooked up on that and the guy left, my stepfather was pretty calm. He decided he was going down to their shore home with the dogs because it has a fenced-in yard, to where he can let them out. So he doesn't have to walk them. And plus, now we're in a winter storm warning. We're supposed to get several inches of snow, and nobody, not even him, needs to be walking the dogs in the snow, because he'll slip and fall. It's not good. So, I'm trying to like figure out what to do with these two parental people that cannot obviously live on their own. They can't live on their own. I bring up, you really should surrender the dogs to another home. They got them from a rescue. They're greyhounds. They're very docile dogs. They don't take a lot of, exercise or whatever. They're older, and my parents love their animals. They treat their animals, for the most part, up till now, this current time, because their physical limitations are like hindering that, with walking them on a regular basis. But I mean, they love their dogs. They would take care of them so much better than they would take care of their own children, honestly. So, I mean, I keep bringing up to them, I'm like, you really need to surrender these dogs. I mean, or you're going to have to hire a dog walker, and they don't have any money. And I'm not paying for a dog walker. If I'm paying for a dog walker, I'm going to pay it for my dogs. And I have to watch my spending because I am on my own now. So I can't just like throw money into the wind for a dog walker. Like, I will crawl and walk my dogs if I have to, or God forbid, I'll have to surrender them when that time comes, if it ever comes. Anyway, so he decided that he was going to go down the shore with the dogs. And he did leave Saturday afternoon. So once I realized that they were calm, nobody was doing anything, my husband and I left. We stopped and got breakfast. At this point, it's like 11 o'clock, in the morning. So we come back to my apartment, and my intention all along prior to all this happening was to go over to her house to start decluttering more in her kitchen. That was my goal this weekend, was to get her kitchen in somewhat of a clean and organized and decluttered state. Because if you wanted to cook a meal in there, you couldn't. There's no countertop that was to be seen because it was just filled with shit. So we came back to the apartment, my husband and I, to my apartment. We sat here for a little bit of time. I walked my dogs and got them situated, and then we went back over. So we spent like another 3 hours at her place. By that time, my stepfather was gone. He left with the dogs to go down to the shore home. So my husband and I got out 5 big contractor trash bags worth of trash. And I got 2 big bins of stuff in the back of my vehicle that I will be either donating or selling in my booth, in my antique booth. Which I haven't unloaded yet, because here's the kicker. So when we got home on Saturday afternoon, I started not to feel good. My stomach was queasy. And guess what? I had a stomach bug or something. I don't know if it was from her house, because remember, she was sick. She had some sort of stomach virus before she went into the hospital. So I don't know if it's something in her house that made me ill. Was it the omelet that I ate earlier in that day? Or did I just catch something out on the street or whatever? But I was actually sick Saturday night. I actually was throwing up and not feeling very well. I went to bed at 8:30 and slept all the way till 8 o'clock this morning. Today is Sunday. So I slept for a good 12 hours. I still didn't feel too good this morning. But I had a headache when I woke up. So then I took some medicine for that. And, I got a shower. Then I started to feel better. And then my husband and we went to the grocery store to prepare for the snowstorm. I I needed food anyway, and it's so funny because every time if it's going to snow, I need like bread and milk and eggs because I had nothing in my refrigerator. And then my plan was to go grocery shopping this weekend, but then all hell broke loose with my mother in that situation to where I didn't have the energy or the time to even go grocery shopping. So this morning we went to go grocery shopping once I felt better enough that I can go out and I wasn't like in danger of like being sick that way. But so we did that, and then I came home. We came home. He went to his apartment. I went to mine, and I slept for the afternoon. I slept for like another good 3-4 hours. Then I get a call from my mother. She's in a panic. She lost the wristband thing that they hooked up to her to monitor her heart. She can't find it. I'm like, well, you're on the first floor. You're not going upstairs. She can't walk upstairs. She's on the first floor. It's not that big of a townhome. I'm like, did you go outside? No. Where did you go? So I had to retrace her steps. I'm looking all over the place for this thing. You know where it was at? When she changed her nightgown, it was stuck in her underwear. I can't make this stuff up. I left. She's in a panic. She's like all upset on the phone. I lost my monitor. I got it. I can't find it. I'm like, I'll come over. So I get up. I'm still not feeling 100%. So I'm like, great. I'm going over there. I hope I don't get her sick. Hopefully I don't get sick again. I don't know where I got it from. So I go over there. So I'm retracing her steps. I'm looking. And then she's standing up and bending over, and there it is, in her underwear on her backside. Oh my gosh, you can't make it up. I can't. And then I took her blood pressure. Then her blood pressure was like through the roof. I'm like, look, you need to sit down and you need to calm down. It's going to be okay, but you can't get yourself worked up. Sit down. So she sat down. I charged the heart monitor thing, so it got a full charge. I put it back on her. Then I took her blood pressure again, and it went down like another 30 points. So she was getting better. She was good. So yeah. So that was my weekend. It was a total shit show of a weekend. And then the other part is my stepfather, he took his cell phone. Well, it's not charged. It goes right to voicemail. So nobody can get in touch with him. There are neighbors down there. My mom called them to make sure that he was there. Someone went over to check on him. He was fine. He didn't want to charge his phone. So he's like in a pissy mood, and he's not with it. He's not taking his medicine properly. And I don't know where to go from here. It's like, do I call Senior Service Protective Services to have them removed from the house to put them somewhere? And then they just take everything from them in order to like pay for assisted living. My mom says she can live on her own. I'm like, no, you can't. You're panicking over a heart monitor that you lost. And you don't even have the sense that you can't even feel it in your bottom butt area, so, and then she's upset, and I'm telling her to calm down, it's just all that in a nutshell. So I'm hoping that your weekend went better than mine, and we're supposed to get a winter storm of snow tomorrow, pretty much all day. I think we're getting 4 to 6 inches possibly. So that should be fun, that I'll be walking my dogs in that. Typically, when we lived in our house and it was a fenced-in yard, I would just let them out and let them do their thing, and then they would come back. So now I get to be out there, walking them. I think they'll do their business pretty quickly, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, I got nothing else. So I appreciate everybody out there watching my videos and commenting. I love all your comments, and I read every one of them. I reply to every one of them. And if you haven't considered subscribing to me yet, please do. And give a comment and like my video. There's going to be more shit show days, I'm sure, ahead as I navigate my separation, my pending divorce, my older parents' decline in health. And trying to navigate that while trying to keep a full-time job and trying to maintain some sanity in my life. I have a lot going on in my small brain, and and having to deal with declining parents is just another added bonus in in a pretty crazy life that I have. So if you're dealing with any parents that are in a health decline, and if you have any words of encouragement or any advice, please share it in the comments, because maybe I'm not the only one out there that is dealing with something similar that I'm going through, and we can help each other. So enjoy your Sunday evening, and I hope you're all in good spirits with good health, and I hope the new year is still going well for you. It's only January 5th. Yeah, January 5th. My birthday's in a couple days. If I make it that long, who knows? The way it's going, the stress is going to kill me. It's going to kill me. But I'm hanging in there. So you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye for now.